What's up, everybody? It's Wayne Stevenson here, and I just picked up myself a Red Rock mini excavator. Took a little bit more work, but we got her. What's up, everybody? It's Wayne Stevenson here, and I just picked up myself a Red Rock mini excavator from the Canadian staple Princess Auto. I've been watching this since at least last year when it first hit their catalog, and I wanted to know more. It was special order at the time, and just recently they had one in stock, so I picked it up, and I'm going to tell you all about it because the information is pretty rare to come by. I'm going to go over everything you need to get started with one of these babies. First thing to realize is that these machines don't come with any fluids right off the bat, so you're going to have to incur that expense. They don't come with any hydraulic fluid, motor oil, or gasoline, so stock yourself up. Manufacturer states that it'll use 24.5 liters of hydraulic oil, I believe. I got 20 liters in there, and it seems to be up to where they say their fill line is. Pick up plenty of gasoline and always bring some with you when you're coming to your property, and motor oil. I just picked up a 4.73 liter jug of 1030, which is a recommended oil for it. The AW32 is recommended oil for the hydraulic system, and regular unleaded gasoline is what it uses as fuel. Now, some of the other things that I recommend having is a rubber mallet for banging your attachment pins out. One of my attachments has a pin that's locked in with an Allen key, so I had to head to the city to try out my Red Rock grabber. Always handy to have some zip ties, electrical tape. Gonna want a little bucket for doing the oil change. After the first 5 hours, the manufacturer recommends that you do an oil change on the engine. Also going to need a grease gun, because you want to grease this up regularly. Every day before use, I would recommend giving it a squirt on your pins, and funnels. You're going to want funnels for filling the oil up. Long one like that's perfect for filling your engine with motor oil. Probably a funnel like this one here. That was good for gasoline as well as the hydraulic fluid. That's that'll get you started anyhow. Also have some shop rags around, because you're going to make a mess when you're filling it. And this one here, I also recommend getting some basic tools that you might need. And a spare bucket for when you're doing your oil changes or that. Eventually you can put everything in your empty 5-gallon bucket, but this will get you started anyhow. Now this machine has a gravity switch on it, or you come off of it, the engine will shut down and you won't be able to start it unless you're sitting in there activating that switch. So keep that in mind if you're trying to start it from standing beside it. No bueno. Once you fire up for the day, move it ahead a little bit and take a look underneath, see if you had any fluid leaks since the last time you used it. That'll give you a good indication if you need to address any concerns so that you don't have a major leak in the field. Well, mine's looking excellent. I got no fluid leaks on the floor, which is an excellent start because you never know on a brand new piece of equipment what kind of defects they're going to have. Maybe a leaky O-ring, or they didn't put a plug in properly or cross-threaded a hydraulic line. It's impossible to tell without running it, and so far so good, but I still need to keep an eye on it because you never know. Well, I'm removing the pins off this Red Rock Ripper that I bought. Don't like this. Can you imagine dropping this in the field? Now I don't know, or I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think that just serves to keep the pin in one orientation so it doesn't spin around while you're using it. But you know, still, I don't hate to lose that. Oh, I got lucky. These are shitty pins. I think I got some better ones in the pickup truck, but I'll have to do something about that. Man, it obviously hit a tree or a branch, probably knocked it off, so maybe it was just a rare oddity. This little grabber grabs trees. I'm able to stab into the roots and pull it out. Larger tree was a little bit more of a challenge. But it took me all of like 2 minutes of trying and I ripped that baby out. Not a big deal. That one took a little bit more work, but we got her. Looks a little exposed there, so I guess you gotta watch yourself backing through brush and stuff so you don't get stuff jammed in there or twigs busting off a hydraulic hose, because that would suck. Did have one issue here, the throttle arm here, so it wasn't holding onto the teeth there because this bolt needed to to be tightened up. So I just took a 10 mil socket, snugged her up. Now she's holding. Now hauling the Red Rock mini excavator is no big deal. I towed around with my 2009 Ford Ranger. Doesn't have much tow capability, but it has plenty to tow something lightweight like this mini excavator. If you're going to go up in size, you might need to have a beefier pickup with the tow package. But this one hauls a 10-foot utility trailer just fine. I don't need any electrical brakes because, once again, it's pretty lightweight. Now, before you go asking the question down below, yes, I do store my Ford Ranger, my mini excavator, and my 10-foot utility trailer all in a 40-foot sea can. In fact, I think this is a high ceiling one. Regardless, there is enough room on top of the trailer with enough clearance to the ceiling that I could actually store my mini excavator in here on top of the trailer. And I could probably fit, without it on the trailer, I could probably squeeze in a mini skid steer in here as well. If you want to have a sea can on your own property and store everything you need. Anyhow, that's about all I have to say about that. Well, I wish I could spend more time with the Red Rock mini excavator, but I'm on holidays now and I got to get back to work. So I'm not going to get back to this project until next season. So unfortunately, this is about all you get. But if you do have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll try to answer whatever I can. Only spent a week with this machine. I'll try to follow up in a video, kind of give you a verbal direction on what I did with it, what its capabilities were. So just stay tuned. I'll follow that up shortly. Thanks for watching.